From Columbus, Ohio, this is the Get Business Credit YouTube channel with your host, Josh Van Horn. Subscribe now and hit the bell notification right now to stay up to date as soon as we release new business credit gems. Take it over, Josh.
Hey, what's up? It's Josh with the Get Business Credit YouTube channel. So in today's video, we're going to be going over how to fix business credit reports. So stick around. It may be a long video, I don't know yet, but you definitely want to stick around because the data points that I'm going to be going over are a lot of things that people miss and people disregard when they're building business credit. You might have a business credit profile build up with the different credit reporting agencies that's 4 years old, but it's still lacking key data point information that you need to get corrected because it can be a matter of getting approved for a credit line or a vendor or not getting approved. It's not 100% sure, but that's what I'll be going over in this video. Sorry, I have a little bit of a cold right now. This weather. Anyhow, if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button below and make sure you turn the bell notification on because I do live cast and do Q&As quite often now and put out a lot of content frequently. So anyways, let's get into it. Like I said, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Sorry, I just had to say that. So how to fix business credit reports with like Experian Commercial, Dun and Bradstreet, and Equifax Business. Also, Creditsafe, but we'll get into that later. So when you first form a business, say LLC or INC with your state, whether it be Ohio or California or whatever state it is, when you form it, you're only giving them so much information. So that information is basically uploaded and anybody can do a public search on your business name itself. So let's get right into it. So why correcting basic business data matters. So like I said, when you first file the business LLC or INC with the Secretary of State Business Department of your state, only requires basic information to form your business. It doesn't require in-depth data. So basically, if you don't apply for a DUNS number or Equifax business profile, an Experian business profile, there's data aggregators out there that are pulling that information, and you'll get a DUNS number and an Equifax Experian credit profile set up even if you don't request one. It's gonna happen. So I've seen this time over and over with different businesses I've started years and years ago that I didn't request a DUNS number, but one was generated already for my business. So how this happens is there's business data aggregators. So companies such as LexisNexis, Small Business Financial Exchange is another big one. So they pull data based on what's available with your Secretary of State. Every state's different on what they require. Some states don't even require, there's a name registered, say like Delaware, don't even require a name to be associated, a personal name, business owner associated with the corporation or the LLC. So this information is pulled by the business credit reporting agencies such as Experian Commercial, Dun and Bradstreet, Equifax Business, and also Creditsafe, among others that you don't really know about, that are basically business data furnishers for the larger credit reporting agencies for business credit. So it's best practice to make sure that your business credit, all the business credit reporting agencies have relevant, up-to-date information based on your business, so you don't have a thin credit profile with these agencies. Reason I say this is because there's a lot of key missing information that your state does not have, and they're not going to give it because they don't know. And the only way for the credit reporting agency, business credit reporting agency, to know about this is if you tell them. You have to let them know. So the more information that, say, Dun and Bradstreet, Experian Commercial, Equifax and Creditsafe have on you, that's going to affect your Dun and Bradstreet scores, because Dun and Bradstreet they have several scores. They don't just have the Paydex score. They have 4 different scores, risk rate, all that. And, when you're applying for vendor credit and business credit cards and revolving credit for your business, some of that data is looked at with the underwriters, say Home Depot or Lowe's, Synchrony's Bank, whoever it may be. They're going to look at that, and if they see mismatched information, or not just mismatched information, but if they see that, it doesn't even have a CEO's name, say, or the person in charge, or the key person that's running the business, they're going to be leery about extending credit to you. Or they may extend credit to you, say, a smaller amount than if you correct this information. If you have this information corrected, you're more likely to get a higher credit line and approvals. I know this because I've been through it several times, and I actually just went through it last year. So, like I said, the best practices is to give that information to them. So, stick around, watch the whole video, because it's very, very important. If you're, really want to build up your business credit, don't get denied because you didn't fix something that can be fixed pretty quickly. How fast the credit reporting agencies update it for your business, that can range, manpower. A lot of this has to be manually reviewed, so it depends. But, it could take a day or it could take a month or 2. But you want to get that done. So that's what I'm going to be going over in this video. So stick around. So let's get right into it. I'm going to give you examples of mine and what I had to do and stuff with one of my businesses, so especially with Experian. So first is like the NAICS and the SIC codes, SIC codes. What's the difference between the SIC and NAICS code? Well, they're pretty close, but they're classification systems used by both public and private sectors to classify businesses. So, say for instance, your cannabis business is going to be, and say a high risk, type of business versus towing company or a e-commerce business. Each of those are going to have different codes to correlate what type of business that you have. So the Secretary of State and the business reporting agencies are not going to have this information free-handed unless you give it to them. So that thickens your business credit profile. So this is what you want to make sure you take care of. I know a lot of you guys use like NAV and stuff. You guys can see exactly what I'm talking about if you pull open your NAV profiles and your different business credit reports. So I'm not going to get into the codes itself. Right here I have the links where you can search to find your relevant code to make sure that you get it to the business credit reporting agencies. Make sure they have the correct one, and a lot of times they don't have any codes for you at all, especially if you're a new business. So you want to make sure that you get that updated so they have it. So you can see here, this is an example. So this is a business that I set up back in, I think, April of 2020. And yeah, I built up my Experian business, tradelines and stuff. And, I got low risk, 85, good score with Experian. But you see here, date founded, just says 2020. Incorporation date, NA. So that's missing information. Believe it or not, underwriters, that are going to extend credit to you. I'm not talking about like the U-line and things like that, but I'm talking about the bigger ones. They look at this. There's a manual person looking at your credit application. So, there's incorporation date, NA. Experian doesn't have the data, for whatever reason. They're only pulling it from the Secretary of State, but their algorithm and data doesn't correlate and put all that together. So you have to do it yourself. You have to submit it to them. So current status, active. Okay, that's fine. Business type, NA. Again, missing information. BIN code, I'm not going to get into that because that's always going to be there. The SIC code, not supplied. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So you want to make sure that you supply that correlated to what your business is. Same as the NAICS code, not supplied. Key personnel, not supplied. It's just blank. So if you're a company and you're gonna give credit to a new business and it's missing all this information when you pull their credit, you're not gonna really want to give them credit or high limit if it's even they have a good, say, Experian Intel score. There's not enough information there, especially if you want to get high limit credit, business credit. Key personnel missing, so they don't even have a contact person. Don't be afraid to have your name attached to your business credit reports. It looks legitimate and it is legitimate. So if you really want to make your business succeed, you need to make sure everything is in line. Everything is correct. Number of employees, 0. Well, there has to be one employee that's running it. That's you. So sorry if my audio's in and out. I'm working on all my equipment, getting better for the videos and stuff. Sales, 0. That's because they don't have the information. So I reached out, to... Well, before I get into that, I'll show you on NAV, this is what it shows here. So the FICO SBSS score, they require a minimum of 160 score. My score is 176. Could qualify you for a loan. So that score is mixed between, it's compressed of your personal FICO score, FICO 8 score, and your Experian Intel score, the 85 that I just showed you. So it's comprised of, I can't talk today, but comprised of both of those scores put together. That's how you get qualified for a traditional SBA loan. I'm not talking about the EIDL grant loans, or the PPP loan. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the traditional SBA loans that are by far better than, any other type of loan you can get from a traditional bank. But you can see here, one of the reasons why I wouldn't qualify is because there's no NAICS code attached. There's none. So there's certain industries of your business that SBA is not going to fund or give you a loan for. So you need to, get that corrected. And it's not just SBA loans, but this could be, business loans through your local bank or credit union as well. So I know I always say so. I just have a habit of that. And then your industry, not supplied. So it's lacking information. And this is only because the credit reporting agencies, whether it be Dun and Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, Creditsafe, they don't have enough information on you. Some of the stuff you have to prove and show, and we'll get into that in a minute. But a lot of this you can just submit easily directly to the credit reporting agencies, and they'll update it pretty quickly, and it's done and over with. So your revenue, it's not supplied. So it says, your Experian business credit report was not found or doesn't have the revenue or employee data size. Without it, we can't tell if you qualify in this category. For more information, contact. And they're just going to tell you the same thing that I'm telling you in this video. So I went off to, get this corrected 6 months ago, back in August. And I reached out to Experian. They wrote back and they said Experian Commercial Relations is only a group at Experian authorized to discuss report content, scores, process report disputes, and perform updates. We at Small Business Reports website, and that's where you get your Experian business report if you want to order one, if you don't have NAV or whatever, if you want to get a more in-depth report. So they don't get feedback from Experian Commercial. So Changes once loaded by Experian into the Experian Business credit file will have immediate impact on the business credit report and score. Approved requests updated business credit information are loaded weekly over the weekends. However, depending on the nature of the request, investigation and approval of the request can take up to 30 to 60 days. For example, simple demographic update, business street address will not take as long to investigate. Approve the process as would to dispute, say, a trade credit detail. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about the simple changes. So they're going to approve. They don't need to really investigate your business. Now, if you're disputing like a late payment with a business vendor trade line, that's a whole other ballgame, and I'll get into that in another video. But you shouldn't even have that, anyways. But we're just updating simple, basic filmographic information about your business. So when you apply for credit, there's more information for the vendor or creditor that are going to be pulling the information. It's there for them, and they can make a better underwriting decision. So I'll just show you here what I had to do. I wrote a letter because they required a basic letterhead. It was August 16th, 2020, Experian Commercial Relations, BCF, Costa Mesa, California. Again, I'll have this all in the link in the description below. And I just said, hi, my name is Joshua Van Horn. I'm the CEO of Diction Media Network, LLC. I recently pulled our company Experian Business credit report and found a few things incorrect or missing. I am writing to you today to see if you could please see the attached updated business credit profile. Since our business is fairly new, we want to make sure that all the agencies are reporting correct business data. Attached to sections I would like to ask to be updated, and tried to highlight each section. So I hope this is helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me by email or phone. Best regards. So you can see I highlighted basically from Nav, like what Nav is pulling from Experian. You can see the address is quite a little bit off. They have W4 and then space TH Street. So it needs to be 4 TH together, because you really want to make sure everything matches, because some of the stuff is the algorithm, and credit decisions are, they're matching the data. Credit reporting agencies for businesses that you don't even know about, data aggregators, they're pulling it and cross-referencing it. So you want to make sure it all matches. So you can see incorporation date, they had NA, so I put when we incorporated 4/7/2020, see attached. So what I did is I attached a copy of the incorporation document. So they had that, so there's no reason for them to come back to me and say prove this or prove that. They already have the information. Business type, it's a LLC, formation type. Then you can see here the SIC code not supplied, so I supplied the correct code. Your code's going to be different. Everyone's code's going to be different. You'll have to look that up on the website. I'll give you a link to that. Find what best describes your business. Same with the NAICS code. Not supplied. I had to supply that. And then key personnel, Joshua Van Horn, CEO. And contact, they're going to basically use the same as, say you have a secretary or accounts payable, that's who you'd put there. But if you don't, you just put your own name. And then number of employees. At that time, we had 11 employees. Some were part-time, some were full-time freelancers, working on our lead generation website for our marketing for drug rehab website. And then sales, I put 2.5 million. That was a projection. This is where it gets sticky because you kind of have to prove that with balance sheets. So don't worry too much about that right now. The main thing is the information above that. So Next, you can see after they updated it, because before that was back in August, and then October, you can see that key personnel, my name's there now. It's updated. And business type, it's corporation. And total employees, 11. That's what I mentioned there. Has my name, my information, date of incorporation. They have that a little bit wrong, but, at least they did update it, than it being blank before. You don't want a blank one. So you can see just by changing that information, or I should say adding it, and I didn't do anything other than just adding that information, my score went from 85 to a 91. Why? Because that's more information, more data. So you're going to get a higher business credit score. I can't speak for all of them, but I can speak especially for Experian. You're going to get a higher business credit score if you provide them with more information, more data. So it's the same request as like Dun and Bradstreet. There's a link to that as well. You can go to it. I have it here, and I'll put it in the link description. So with Experian, you can email or fax the process mentioned above. Business disputes at Experian.com. That's who you'd want to send. I just sent one PDF file with all the updated changes that I wanted them to make, with information to back what I'm saying. Like this is, when we incorporated, all that. So Dun and Bradstreet is a website form. You should already know about that, but if you don't, you go to this link. Like I said, I'll put the link in the description below. But you can go on there even if you don't have an account set up with Dun and Bradstreet and you only use Nav. You can still go on here, update the information. It's going to ask you for a verification process to verify your business, and they're going to reach out to you if they need to, but there's a tab in there that at the end of it, it's going to have you upload, say, your IRS document of when you got your EIN on your incorporation documents. So you just supply that information to them, and then there's a text box, and you can tell them, it's lacking, say, the SIC code, and it's lacking the codes. So you supply them with the correct information. Equifax is a little bit tricky, because since COVID happened, they are very slow and backed up. So you have to contact them. So you have to email them, in the subject put research request and attach the supporting documents. It's a customer service at equifaxsmallbusiness.com. I'll put a link in the description as well where it has FAQs. And then with Creditsafe, they're newer, I shouldn't say newer, but newer into the U.S. business credit reporting market. You can make up an account and pretty much supply everything to them directly within your account. After you verify your account, you can supply everything with them. They are pretty easy to deal with on getting everything updated. So that's Creditsafe. I don't want to drag this video out. I think you guys kind of got the idea and point I'm trying to make. Supply the information. You can go as far as supplying with like Dun and Bradstreet. They have an option to supply balance sheets or bank statements. You can do that if you want, if it doesn't negatively hurt your business. Meaning, like, I wouldn't supply it if you only have, $1,000 of income coming in monthly for your new business. I wouldn't supply that. But if you have a lot of sales, I would supply that, because that's going to help your score, guaranteed, no matter what. I'm sure of it. It's going to help. The more information all the bureaus have, it plays a role in your credit report, business credit report scores. It's no different than personal. The more information they have on you, the better. But it's even more when it comes to business. You want to supply that information to them. Anyways, I think I pretty much covered it. This is kind of a long video, 24 minutes. Didn't expect it to be quite that long, but hope you guys watch, and please subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a live cast here shortly. Subscribe, smash the thumbs up button if you like this video, These are credit gems that nobody talks about, and you got to make sure that you have all your ducks lined up in order. All right? Till next time, guys, take care. Thanks. Bye.